everyone, this is Disr Network TV, bringing to you more accurate news from all around the world. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have done so, we say thank you. If you are yet to do so, please kindly do so. It's important to us. Thank you. How police openly disregard warning signals in Kogi. It is neither coincidence nor conspiracy that negative reviews have trailed the just concluded governorship election in Bayelsa and Kogi states. It is also no fluke that election observers like YIGA Africa, Situation Room, and Center for Democratic Development, CDD, are speaking in one voice, condemning the election and the conduct of the governorship election in state, especially in Kogi. The Bayelsa and Kogi governorship election are expected to provide an opportunity for all election stakeholders, especially the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Nigerian police and political parties to improve on the conduct of the February general election. Unfortunately, the process was belighted by several complicities, which undermine its standard in virtually all ramifications. It is even more sad that all election stakeholders, especially INEC and the police, saw this coming, as there were available warning signals of voters and electoral violence. Few weeks before the governorship election in Kogi and Bayelsa, an article underscoring earlier warning signals of violence and voters was published along with other concerns raised by election stakeholders. The concerns were either met with assurance or neglected. It can be recalled vividly when YIGA Africa released its pre-election observation report, raising concern of distribution of gifts, items, and purchases of permanent voters card (PVC) for as low as 500 naira. Reacting to this, the head of voters education and publicity in Bayelsa said the commission doesn't monitor salt and rice sharing. Similarly, the report on recruitment of thugs and stock killing of arms was widespread all over communication platforms, and it's almost impossible to imagine the security agency didn't take heed of these critical warning signals before it escalated. It is even more ominous that despite the setting ablaze of a political party office and the attack on a female candidate contesting in the election during the stakeholders meeting in Kogi, at the full gang of police chiefs, security apparatus didn't prepare to curtail the impending violence in the state. According to him, even before the vote buying syndrome, they used to give out commodities such as salt, rice, and other things during campaign. Maybe that is what they are doing right now. That YIGA Africa is calling voters indictment, while the electoral law is clear about vote buying and selling on election day within certain meters of the polling unit. INEC and other security agencies did not take any proactive measure to curb what ended up becoming a rampant transaction on election day. Just 2 days to the governorship election in both states, Yoga Africa hosted both the public relations officers of both police and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps on its weekly program to discuss election security ahead of the poll. As we expected, security agencies gave all the assurance, saying at least 35,000 police officers had been deployed to Kogi State with over 10,000 civil defense corps personnel to support. Security officials appeared on various fora and meetings ahead of the election to continue boosting electoral officers' confidence on the safety of personnel and materials, while also assuring citizens safety of their lives and properties. One of such meetings was the earlier warning scan organized by Search for Common Ground, another civil society organization who observed earlier warning signals before the election. At the meeting, stakeholders, including journalists, raised major security concerns, which were met by assurance by the police chiefs at the event, saying the police force is embarking on visibility policing to track any unwanted person that may want to disrupt the process. Assurance upon assurance was what the citizen got from security agencies before elections. But it is so unfortunate that the Police Service Commission claimed the force was overstretched to manage just 2 state elections. In the word of Broad Chair Dr. Hosseini, the unacceptable vote procedure, vote buying and violence perpetrated by the systematically recruited and prepared party officials and thugs were carried out under the full guardian of the almost nonchalant security officers. They acted helplessly as if they were under instructions not to respond to the situation, if not already prepared to support the bridgeable. The challenges in Kogi State 2019 gubernatorial election spree lie on the role and failures of security agencies, the police in particular, political parties, the major candidates, and their state and non-state compliance. These stakeholders deliberately work to undermine the election. They appeared to be more concerned about electoral victory than the credibility and legitimacy of the process. Until the law and those that implement it have the guts to shame and prosecute culprits of election malpractices, Nigeria may just begin to give up on its electoral democracy. While waiting for stakeholders charged with the responsibility of conducting free, fair, and credible, peaceful elections to take responsibility, there is further need for the executive and legislative to expend necessary action on electoral reforms. What do you think about this particular news? They say they saw the warning signs, but they ignore all the warning signs, especially the police. Well, for me, I think I've known this before. The Nigerian police are biased. They have their own supporters, and it is always from the top. At least we know that from the ruling party. We know that from the ruling party. That the ruling party want to win at all costs. And because of that, they use all the machineries they have, including the police. The police should be an independent body. But it's so shameful that the police every day and for every election in Nigeria, they always use them to perpetuate their own evil ways. The politicians always use them. They always use them, and it is a shame that the police that swore an oath to protect people's life and property are being used by politicians for their own selfish gain and interest. What do you think about this particular news? Kindly leave your own comments in the comment box for us. And please, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have done so, we'll say thank you. We appreciate you. And if you're yet to do so, please, once again, don't forget to do so. And there is a red button. Just click on the red button and you'll get more news from us as they come out. Thank you. Bye.